Hey everybody, what's going on? This is the New York Charizards, and I'm continuing my recap of UBL Season 3 Draft League games, brought to you by the Pokemon Battle and Trade community. And now, after several weeks of intensive regular season gameplay, we are in the playoffs. I'm coming in here. We're taking on in the semifinals after 8 teams qualified, and after 8 teams qualified for the playoffs, and I won round one. I'm now having another grudge match. Well, then again, since I've battled everyone in the main conference at least once, um, technically any match at this point is a grudge match. um, but anyways, so uh, this is Taunton Tyranitars, Mr. Phil Johnson Zaylor, resident Fire Emblem waifu appreciator of May. I'm sorry, Phil, I had to throw that in there. It's a fun gag. Patrick, if you're watching, I know the 3 words you're thinking. Um, but anyways, enough jokes. So here we are. Again, this was another game I also won on a swing in the regular season. And so I've got my work cut out for me. Had my work cut out for me prepping for this game. I had to take it apart piece by piece, and I really went at this one with a lot of thought as to how it's played. I know Phil's always relied on the sand core. I mean, who wouldn't? Because Excadrill with sand can rip through a ton of mons. This is Mega Tyranitar. I'm expecting he brought the Dragon Dance set, or uh, or he would have brought Ice Beam because he would not because he knows that I've got a ground flying, a dragon. I have Dragalg on the bench. Kartana is still weak to is so special weak that even an ice beam, which would be neutral to the grass steel, could still rip it apart. Probably brought other things to deal with from other ones. I believe the Virizion is now in for Vikavolt after after having his team after having Suicune set up. I think he brought this one so he could definitely break through with a Gracium Z. Um, Kyurem, I think just to check my advance with specs. Reuniclus for his Trick Room. Amoonguss, the annoying Sporemon. Uh, Definitely don't want to experience that again because that gave me a lot of trouble the first time. But this time is different because instead of Rabambi and Dragalge, which I brought before, I've got Klefki and Kamo. Kamo, who initially I thought would have been a hindrance to the draft and wouldn't really bring it to a lot of games, but proven to be one hell of a partner. But without further ado, let's get started. So, to appeal to Phil, and probably to get Patrick a laugh if you're watching this one, because Patrick, I believe the running gag among our Fire Emblem enthusiasts in our chat is that um, is Peter, Patrick, Darian. I think Carlos also plays too. They all give Phil so much crap for liking May, and so just for this one, just for the gag, I was like, okay, just make May sucks. Sorry, Phil, I couldn't resist. Yeah, I brought a sim team with all the same Fire Emblem name motifs. All right, so he leads, and all right, enough jokes again. Sorry, he's leading Tyranitar. I'm leading Klefki. He goes Mega Tyranitar as I expect him to. I throw a screen up. He throws a rocks up. Okay, so he didn't earthquake me yet, so I think maybe he was hoping I wouldn't intercept. So he made the smart move because Klefki can't kill, and I can't switch into anything without fear of losing something. Because Tyranitar has it's like a monster type Pokemon. It's like a drag. Like typically, mons that come off as like monsters or Dragoness or some kind of like reptilian thing usually have like mons like Nidoking, mons like Aggron, mons like Tyranitar. These things can all learn like multi-elemental moves. So Tyranitar actually has a huge, huge repertoire of um, of elemental moves he can throw. Uh, and plus, now with the Sand Stream up, that stops me from that raises his special defense of his Rockmons. so I gotta be careful. So, since I figure he might attack me physically, I go to Suicune because I want to block him. I want to make sure I don't want to take any unnecessary hits. But he goes to X Control. Okay, interesting. He's already trying to go for game with the Sand Core. Not going for game, but he is trying to inflict a deadly advance. All right, now he goes to QM. Why he's going to QM, I'm not sure. I think maybe he should have gone to Virizion. Maybe he should have gone to Moose, but I don't know. Was interesting. Alright, so Sand Chips, I recover a bit. I shift back to Klefki because Fairy, and I thought he might use Earth Power to intercept me, but he throws a Draco Meteor. I think he was trying to inflict as much damage as he could on Suicune so I couldn't recover as easily. But he goes back, I click to Fog to get these damn rocks out of the way. Now the sand is gone, Excadrill is back to his speed, and I send in Lando to weaken him. He goes for the Iron Head, that weakens him. I set my Lando's speed to go to at least 276, because if he goes Adamant Orb, that means that means I can just outspeed him when the sand is gone. And even if the sand is up, if I use Rock Polish, then I'm faster than him in the sand, and that would be bad for a good number of mons he's got. So how does he respond? He goes to Amoonguss, my arch enemy from this first game. I go for the Rock Polish in case he redeploys his sand. In this next move, I throw the Z move because I want to hit something. And I go for Supersonic Sky Strike. Now let's just go back a turn so we can see that animation. So, right, Rock Polish. And then I go for Supersonic Sky Strike because I want to hit something and I don't want to take a chance. He stays in for that. I think he was expecting that I'd Spore him or Earthquake. That he'd Spore me or I'd Earthquake him, so I'd play off his poison type. But, surprise, I guess. He goes to Tyranitar, and I pulled back because now, what I said earlier about his elemental variability, this comes into play. Ice Beam, and I had a feeling he would, and yeah, wow, alright. So here we go, once more. I throw another Reflect because I figure he's going to fall back. He was going to fall back onto his Sand Core so he can start trying to throw some Earthquakes. Now I have a Reflect up, I throw an Intimidate. He uses Iron Head while I'm behind a screen and loses a little bit of HP. Does Rock Tomb miss? It's unfortunate because now I go for the full Rock Polish. He falls back because I'm thinking he isn't sure what I'm going to throw at this point. I'm thinking he might have wanted to save the extra drill. He probably want to save the extra drill core, and he's probably hoping to use the Gracian Z or throwing a Leaf Blade at this point. And since I figure he won't try, since I'm already now faster than his Excadrill, he wouldn't want to try and use Iron Head to flinch me because then I could potentially kill him. So I take the chance. So I read it. I take the chance. I now have the second dance, and I use Fly because my Z move is kind of gone now, and his Grass Fighting is about to hurt a lot if he stays in for this. And he does not stay in for it. Well played, Phil. Well played. He takes the hit. But at this point, I now have a double. He doesn't have any priority moves. Last I checked, and I have Earthquake boosted along with its stab. So the next move, okay, he switches, but that really tears into Virizion. So now he's got enough. Now that I know that it deals that kind of damage, and I don't think Virizion has any priority, I just click Earthquake again because I don't. It's a critical hit on 14, but whatever, I guess. At this point, like I said, I prepped 276 to be faster than 275 doubled. So now, one more Earthquake, and that is the end. Despite the outcome of this, and despite the shifting that I did in this match for each, and fine-tuning the sets, I still feel it was someone I had to be very, very, very cautious around because he built around that sand core. He built a very strong. Interestingly enough, it was Phil who had advised me to go back to my basics with Lando and use the double dance and Z move because when I started this draft, I picked since Lando was one of the most desired mons for its versatility. I figured I'd add a little more and give it the Z move in case I wanted to abuse it at any point. So there it was, and so Phil, thank you for the so yes, Phil, thank you for the advice, and thank you for a very challenging match that if one had given the other the chance, it would have ended the other way around. So thank you, Phil. Good game, well played, and hope to fight you again in the next season.